another story involving demons. We first talked about Dr. Jerry Mungadze when he appeared on a television program with televangelist Joni Lamb, and he said that when he is able to heal people of homosexuality, their brains actually change. Like you can see the gayness go away on a brain scan. And it turns out that he's not a scientist. He considers himself a scholar. He has degrees only in biblical studies and counselor education. He wasn't talking to actual brain scans, but literally crayon drawings of brains, Lewis. I mean, this is completely ridiculous. And now he went on the Benny Hinn show. If you're not familiar with Benny Hinn, look him up. One of the most outrageous farce televangelist type guys that has ever existed. Look up Benny Hinn. He goes on the Benny Hinn show and he talks about how he can actually see demons in people's brains by having his, quote, patients color in a drawing of a brain. Look at this.
Everything that I talk about, is based on numbers, is based on studies, which is what you do when you're a scientist. Now, one thing that surprised me is for many, many years when I lived in Africa, I saw people that were demonized, but I didn't know that you can actually see demonization in people's brains, which I can now.
Wait, stop. You can see demonization in people's brains?
Yeah.
How?
There's a certain color that I won't mention that tells me if someone is demonized.
Oh, and by the colors you choose, you take colored pencils and you color every area. He can tell you everything about yourself. Now, you hear this and now that's impossible. No, trust me, this man really can.
I can be in a room with people, for example, some of the people in the occult who are steeped in demonology. I may not know just by sitting next to them, but I let them do that. I can tell them what spirit they have and what it is doing in their life.
By the color?
Yeah.
Wow.
In families where they're abused religiously, or people that come from the occult, people coming from witchcraft. And
what colors do they choose usually?
Usually, blacks and browns and grays.
Wow.
So basically, Lewis, if you're possessed by demons, witchcraft, or the occult, when you color in pictures, you use blacks, browns, and grays. That seems really scientific to me. I buy that. I buy it. This guy seems reliable.
Now, does that include being gay? Does that fall under that category?
I would assume so, of course.
Interesting. I mean, if you believe in stereotypes, those aren't the colors I would really pick for a gay man to fill in on in a picture.
No, it really seems more like those are the colors associated with goth people and punk and so on and so forth. But of course, I'm sure Dr. Mungadze would consider liking punk music to be part of the occult. I mean, even Pat Robertson thinks that yoga is demonic, so I'm not surprised at all. This guy, although we see that he is completely, he's a complete loon and has absolutely no basis in science for any of this stuff, he is well enough known that clearly some people trust him and think that he is a legitimate type of professional who can cure individuals of their homosexuality, and cure, a term that he uses, of course, not one that we use on this program. That's again, as always, Lewis, the scariest thing, the fact that these individuals have followers. Very, very scary stuff.